What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Back here today on NBA 2K23, and today we're going to be overreacting to a team so far this season that has not been as great as they would have wanted to be. And today we're going to go back in time and never trade for Rudy Gobert and doing this Timberwolves rebuild without trading for him, because so far this season the experiment has not looked ideal, we can say that. So let's jump into this video and let's redo the Timberwolves offseason. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one. Of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We are on the road to 30,000 subs, and the goal is to try to reach it before the end of this year. Not sure how possible it's going to be, but we got to set the bar high. But I'm sure most of you, like I said, understand the concept of this video. And if there's any other teams offseason that you think, maybe you're a fan of and you regret what they did this offseason, maybe we can go back in time and do them as well. So go ahead and comment down below what other team you guys want to see me do this with. But obviously, before the Gobert trade, this is what the Timberwolves were looking like. They had Vanderbilt, Patrick Beverley was still here, Malik Beasley, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Jalen Noel, Torian Prince, Josh Okogie, Jake Layman. There's a lot to like here that Minnesota still has. So instead of, like I said, trading away and trying to go ahead and get Gobert and give all of our assets in and go all in, and like I said, it's still early on, you could say, kind of. I mean, we're getting closer and closer where we could stop saying that, but the Timberwolves experiment with Gobert and Towns, playing power forward center next to each other has not worked out so far. But to the lottery we go. Let's go see what's going on. I know Timberwolves fans are very disappointed with what they've seen on the court so far. So the lottery is going to be a little bit different. So we'll see how it changes. Charlotte gets number 1 this time. Piston number 2. Orlando number 3. So this is going to be a whole rewritten off season. In this draft, we actually have, what pick do we have? 19. So we have pick 19 in this draft. And obviously we do have the 2022 draft class. So we kind of have an understanding of who's good so far as well. So that's going to help out a lot. I feel like there's a chance, if this doesn't start working out soon, though, for the Timberwolves, that Chris Finch could get scapegoated. I haven't been able to watch a ton of Timberwolves games because most of you guys know they're blacked out for me, so I can't watch them on League Pass. I just literally can't, unless if I go on like NBAByte.com, use Reddit streams. I'm not going to be able to watch Timberwolves unless they're televised. I can watch them if they're like on ESPN or TNT, but most of the time I can't watch them. So, if you're a Timberwolves fan out there, let me know what you think needs to be done to fix this. Is it D'Angelo Russell's fault, Chris Finch's fault? Let me know what you think. But let's get into the draft. And, honestly, there's not really anything I want to do. Actually, there is something. Because there was a rumor about the Timberwolves potentially being interested in a certain player before he got traded to this certain team. So I want to target him first. So instead of going all in for Gobert, let's instead go all in for somebody else who, went to Atlanta. And you guys already know what I'm talking about. It's DeJounte Murray. And, I guess I say DeJounte Murray's name weird. I don't know why. I did shorts, and people have been commenting that I say DeJounte Murray's name weird. I don't know what I do to say it weird, but I'm sorry. DeJounte Murray, we're gonna try to get him. So DeJounte Murray, we're gonna try to get him in Minnesota. So basically, Malik Beasley's salary kind of matches it a little bit, but we all know what he went for. So it's gonna be quite a bit of draft capital, but the Timberwolves did this anyway, so we can kind of go all in for Murray instead of maybe going in for Gobert, which I kind of like the idea of. And then you could throw like Leandro Barmero in there as well if you wanted to. So all of this for DeJounte Murray, because this is what he went for. We're offering this up, and they do agree. So just like that, we walk away with Murray. That's the first move I would have done if I'm the Timberwolves. Get Murray instead of Gobert. I think he would have been awesome. Now, obviously, that gives you D'Angelo Russell, which you don't know what you want to do with him. He's been disappointing this season so far. So I also want to trade him away. I'm not sure what I'm, expecting to get for him, but definitely want to trade him away and give Murray the reins to that point guard position. So that's the first move I wanted to make. You see this, man? This could be you right here. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get more out of the game you're watching. You're picking overs or unders on your favorite players that you love watching each and every day. Let me show you how it works. Prize Picks is available on mobile or desktop, and you basically get to choose 2 to 5 players, and you choose over or under on their props that they give you. You pretty much have every sport you can imagine on here. But let's say I wanted to go ahead and put a bet on Mitchell and Joel Embiid. I want to go more and more on them. If I get it right, I 3 times my money. Let's say I want to go up to 5 players, which is the most you can go up to. You can go more or more on all of them, and that's going to 10 times your money. I started with $100, and so far I'm up to $500. I've been having a ton of fun over here on Prize Picks. If you want to go ahead and sign up, link is down in the description below. Use code Crushables or matching deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. If you deposit $100, you get $200 to work with. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. Back to the rebuild. And I feel like Washington was a team that was soul searching for a point guard this offseason, and I think they were in on some D'Angelo Russell rumors. So if I could try to flip D'Angelo Russell for a couple good role players off the bench around what we already have, I think that'd be pretty solid. So if I get like a 2026 first out of them, that would be amazing. They want 2 unprotecteds, which I just can't do. let's say we just did this straight up. They want a first round pick. I don't think I can do that. Not throwing McDaniels in here. Vanderbilt, I don't want to throw in here either. I actually kind of want to keep him on the roster. We have Jordan McLaughlin. I don't know if it's going to make it up. They want a second round pick. So instead, we could trade D'Angelo Russell, McLaughlin, and a second. I don't love giving up a second round pick, but we are getting Gafford and Kuzma out of it. So I think those are two really good role players to bring here in Minnesota to come off the bench or start, whatever we want to do. And I kind of like that. And Washington gets their point guard they were kind of looking for before they trade for Monte Morris. So I kind of like that so far. So now we have Murray, and we also got Kyle Kuzma and Gafford from the Wizards. So far, so good. Kind of love what we have. Now our big three is going to be Edwards, Murray, and Cat, which I like. Now we can move Edwards probably to shooting guard. I don't really want him playing small forward. So you have your backcourt of Murray and Anthony Edwards. Beverly is going to be gone, although I think he actually had a contract worth like $12 million in real life. So I'm not sure why he doesn't have it here, but I guess I'll leave it the way it is for now. You got Torian Prince, Jake Layman, Vanderbilt, Kuzma, then McDaniels, which will probably move McDaniels to small forward. And now we have Naz Reid and Gafford. So a lot to like here. We obviously passed on the draft. Let's see who goes at number 19 on who we missed out on. So we have number 19 is the trade or the pick we traded away. We have Jake LaRavia going at number 19. Do we have anybody else? Like Benedict Mathurin fell away. Man, that dude has been a stud in real life. Mathurin would have been awesome. I would have taken there 100%. Rookie signing, though, we got Keon Ellis, Justin Lewis, and Peyton Watson. I'll take all of them. Why not? We'll sign all these guys. Player options, Naz Reid, Jalen Noel, which I like both of them coming back. Qualifying offers, Josh Okogie went to Phoenix in real life, so I'm okay with letting him go. And then free agency time. We all know the only free agent that really moved teams was like Jalen Brunson, and he's not even out here, I don't think, so that's interesting in itself. But regardless, right now, Murray, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Noel, you'll have no small forward right now, but like I said, we can move either Kuzma or probably McDaniels because he's playing small forward in real life, so we're going to play McDaniels at the 3. So McDaniels, hopefully development from him. You have Watson, you have Ellis. We got 3 small forwards out of the draft. Kuzma and Vanderbilt, and then you'll have Cat, Gafford, and Naz Reid. So it's a little awkward, I will say. What we could do actually is move maybe like Naz Reid to the 4. It's not ideal, but we could do something like this and have Kuzma play the backup small forward or something like that. Something along the lines of that, just kind of round out the bench. Actually, Kuzma would probably start for us, which is, I guess, fine. So Cat, Gafford, Vanderbilt, Naz Reid, Kuzma, McDaniels, and then you'll have Edwards, Jalen Noel. So I kind of like that. There's not a whole lot else I want to do. You have DiVincenzo. Looks like we actually have some money. Oh, no, Brunson is out here. He's just at a 79 overall, which is weird. But Schroeder as your backup point guard, 6-man, which is kind of nice. Anthony Simons only asked for $13 million, which is obviously a little less than he actually got. You got TJ Warren out here, asked for $20 million. But it looks like we can afford somebody pretty nicely here. So who do I want, though? I mean, I guess you'd want your bench maybe to be a little bit better, your guard play to be a little bit better. So I kind of like the idea of Schroeder. But getting Tyus Jones back in Minnesota would be really nice. We could steal him from Memphis because once upon a time, Tyus Jones did play in Minnesota. So I kind of like the idea of bringing him in to be our backup point guard. He's really good. And we have a lot of cap space, I just noticed. Like they used all the cap space on Gobert, I guess. So a lot of cap space. Still have money to sign someone else if we want to. It's probably because Edwards is on a rookie contract still. And Murray, obviously not making a ton of money either. So we'll leave our money open for now because Edwards still going to have another year on his rookie contract, I believe. So he doesn't have to be extended just yet. So we can maybe get a little bit more aggressive next offseason. Then obviously, like I said, Kuzma and Murray are on decent contracts as well. Kuzma will be a free agent next year. He does have a player option, but I like what we did this first offseason. Getting Murray, adding Kuzma and Gafford. Got these guys come back to their qualifying offer. Even Josh Okogie is back. Cat's going down in overall, which I don't love, but Edwards, Murray, and then Cat's kind of your big 3. Vanderbilt, Kuzma, Gafford, McDaniels up to a 77, which is exciting. Noel and Okogie are developing, and then Naz Reid also is a 76 still. So not too bad. I kind of like what we have going on. So now we can get in this next season, load this draft class, and we can kind of see what this team's going to look like without trading for Gobert. So your 10-man rotation is going to be DeJounte Murray, Anthony Edwards, Kyle Kuzma, Jared Vanderbilt, Karl-Anthony Towns, Tyus Jones, Daniel Gafford, Jaden McDaniels, and Naz Reid. I honestly low-key want to start McDaniels over Kuzma. I think it's the only other thing I really want to do. So I have Kuzma come off the bench for this team, and then McDaniels will start at small forward just because I know Timberwolves fans love him. So proficiency-wise, we're sitting at a 3.57 seconds, and I guess that's the best we can do. So hopefully this season works out well for us. Murray's been really good in Atlanta. His shot tendency is lower than I would want it to be, so I'm actually going to boost it up a little bit. Edwards, I want to be really high as well. And then, yeah, we'll have like Cat at an 88, and then, Murray at an 85 is fine. So, and I think McDaniels being a 38 is a little disrespectful, so we're going to push that up to like a 68, and we'll leave it at that. So, we're going to go ahead and summate this season. Vanderbilt maybe a little bit more as well. But other than that, let's summate this season. Let's see how we do without trading for Gobert. Let's see how this team does without that, and let's see how we do. So Ja Morant's going to win your MVP. You got Rookie of the Year going to Cade Cunningham still in Detroit. Ben Simmons, 6th Man of the Year. Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player for Utah still. So Utah decides to never trade Gobert, I guess, or Mitchell. PJ Washington, Most Improved Player for the Hornets. And then you got Chris Finch, Coach of the Year, as we went 56-26. So even without the Gobert trade, we're doing pretty good. Ja Morant, Luka Doncic, Giannis, LeBron, and Jokic. All-NBA second team, Trae Young, Harden, Jimmy, Tatum, and Embiid. Here's your All-NBA third team. No Timberwolves representatives, which is a little unfortunate, but it's all good. And yeah, that's going to be it. So looking at our first seed appearance and looking at the player stats, we had 24 from Cat, 21 from Edwards, 20 from DeJounte Murray, and 11 from Jaden McDaniels, 9 from Gafford, 9 from Tyus Jones, and then 9 from Kuzma. So not too bad. I really like the role players we brought in here to Minnesota around our big three that we have. We can maybe add another piece to the puzzle eventually as well. So there's a lot to like here, a lot to be excited about. But regardless, we are playing the Denver Nuggets in round one, who have Jamal Murray, Will Barton, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Jokic, the usual Nuggets. They never trade Monte Morris. They still have Bones Highland as well, so they still have those guys. They signed Isaiah Hartenstein, which I like that a lot. They drafted Benedict Mathurin, and they have Zeke Naji. So a very good rotation here in Denver. So this could be a scary A seed, low key, but we'll see what happens. Game one, we do beat them 31-10 from Murray. Yeah, 24-14 from Jokic. Game two, we're up 2-0, beat them by 13, 38-5 from Cat is beasting so far. Game three, 3-0, beat them by 2. Are we going to sweep Denver? We do beat them in 4. So we sweep Denver, and now we either get LA or Houston. I'm actually surprised Houston is here. They signed John Wall's still there, I guess. And then they signed Zach LaVine, and then they drafted Keegan Murray. Okay, interesting. So now we either get LA or Houston. We get the Los Angeles Lakers, so let's see what the Lakers are looking like. They have Russ, they have Beverly. Wow, Beverly still went to LA. That's kind of funny. LeBron James, Anthony Gill, yeah, AD, THT, Alfred Payton, Juan Toscano, Gary Harris. So the bench kind of sucks. THT is still there, and they have Beverly on top of that. So shout out to the Lakers for getting that done without trading THT, I guess. Game one, we are up 1-0, which is looking good. Game two, 2-0. Game three, they win. Game four, they win. Game five, do we win? Nope, we're letting them just come back. They've won 3 straight on us. Okay. So they do want to start Kuzma, it's looking like, so I guess I'll roll with that. So Kyle Kuzma has been on fire off the bench. Let's start him against his former team and see if that's going to give us any magic here in the playoffs to force a game 7 back to our house. So looking good so far, but it is a close game with LeBron James, so I'm a little nervous. Don't get me wrong. We do beat them by 3, though, 25-8, and then 22-12 from Murray. So now we get a game 7 in Minnesota. This is going to be a big one. Can we get out of this and go play Memphis in the Western Conference Finals? That'd be really nice. Obviously, Memphis and Minnesota had a playoff series before, and that was really fun. And it's looking good. We're going to beat LeBron James and the Lakers really badly. So we beat them by 24 in an elimination game. Kyle Kuzma, 15. Really nice. And then Anthony Edwards, 22, and Murray with 24. So now we get the Memphis Grizzlies. We are the higher seed this time around. So you got Ja Morant, DeAnthony Melton. So Desmond Bane's come off the bench, which is interesting. The man is averaging like 28 points per game right now, I think, or something crazy like that. Or he has been scoring that lately. Marvin Bagley, Steven Adams, Xavier Tillman. So they got an interesting rotation in Memphis, as do we. So game 1, we're down 1-0. Game 2, we're down 2-0. So the MVP, Ja Morant's giving us problems, but we win 2 straight. Going to another game 7 if we want to get past the Memphis Grizzlies here. I think we're still running a 10-man rotation, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe we shrink this down to an 8-man rotation. That's going to kick Naz Reid out of the rotation, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, I'm going to do my best to try to get us out of the conference finals into the finals. So let's see if we can get that done. It's going to be a huge game to force a game 7 back to Minnesota. This is a close one. Close back and forth game. We have it right now, but do they take it back? No, I think we got it. We beat them 141-25. Edwards drops 37, 33, and 26 are our big 3. Showing up big time, and Gafford 8-10 from the field. And now, game 7 to get to the NBA Finals. What more could you want? We got an 8-man rotation, game 7 in our house. Memphis might have it, though, unless we come back, and it's looking like Memphis is going to run away with it. So, unfortunately for us, we get all the way to game 7 in the conference finals, but fall short to the Memphis Grizzlies as Giannis Antetokounmpo and Ja Morant, your conference finals MVPs. But that's okay, because honestly, with the amount of cap room that we have, we still could make a big move this offseason. So, let's get to it. So going straight to team and player options, you got Kyle Kuzma accepting. We are going to decline Keon Ellis and Justin Lewis. We have McDaniels, of course. Anthony Edwards are accepting, and Kuzma is also accepting, which isn't too bad. Qualifying offers, Naz Reid and McKinley Wright. I will definitely extend my offer on Naz Reid. I really do like him as a backup center for us, although he was playing backup 4, obviously. So maybe we could do is use Gafford in Kuzma's contract and flip him for something else. Noel is somebody I want back, but how much cap room do we have? So we could sign a full mid-level exception, it looks like, but that's about it. So we're not getting anybody crazy. So I thought we might have some cap room open up, but Kuzma accepting probably kind of hurt that a little bit. Zach LaVine being unrestricted is interesting. You got Porzingis unrestricted, Jonas Valanciunas, Miles Bridges, Sexton, Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr. Okay, here's some interesting options here. Gary Trent being unrestricted, Keldon Johnson restricted, but Gary Trent Jr., we're a little far off, but man, I would love to add Gary Trent Jr. to this team. So Murray and Tyus Jones, you have Edwards, Kuzma, McDaniels, Jared Vanderbilt, and then Cat and Gafford. So honestly, probably don't need to re-sign Naz Reid if we really don't want to. We could probably make a big trade right now. Or like I said, we could use Gafford's contract and Kuzma's contract to flip them for something else now. I don't even know what I want to upgrade. I want to keep McDaniels at the small forward spot, I think. But Vanderbilt, I mean, we did good. So I don't know if there's really any need to trade our starting forwards. I mean, I guess the only thing... I mean, those are the 2 positions of upgrade that you would need, though. So probably would rather upgrade the power forward. Well, it doesn't matter. As long as we get a better forward, we'll figure it out on which one we want to start or not. So if there's like a good forward out there that wants to, you know, we could trade for, we might have to entertain the idea of it. You know, dumping these guys isn't going to be easy. It's going to be hard to just dump these guys because obviously you can open up money and sign like a Gary Trent Jr. or something, which could be fun. But I would have to free up by trading one of these guys, which I can't do. So I'm going to have to throw them for something else. So let's go see if there's a forward out there that we could go get using these contracts that we have right now. So I am going to be selling low on Kyle Kuzma and sending him to the Chicago Bulls. Essentially, the Bulls are doing me a favor right now by taking on Kyle Kuzma's full contract. No strings attached, basically, where we don't have to take on or have to deal with the salary anymore. So we're sending him to Chicago for a 2nd round pick. That's selling low on Kyle Kuzma. Like I said, Chicago's doing us a favor and simply taking him on. Just like, you know, once upon a time, the Suns traded TJ Warren for essentially nothing, and he ended up being really good in Indiana. But this time, I'm using that money to sign a Gary Trent Jr. to be my brand new shooting guard in Minnesota, which is why I dumped off Kyle Kuzma the way I did. So I'm offering Gary Trent Jr. $22 million for 4 years. Gonna try to sign him to that contract. If I can keep Naz Reid without renouncing, that'd be awesome, but it doesn't look like I can, which kind of sucks. We still have Daniel Gafford. So Gary Trent Jr. is going to be my biggest acquisition for this Timberwolves roster. So now what obviously that does, it's going to move Edwards down to the small forward spot, which is fine because he stays the same. So now you'll have Murray, Tyus Jones, you have Gary Trent Jr., Edwards, McDaniels, Vanderbilt, and you have Cat and Gafford, which I like. So now all we need is a backup power forward or a backup shooting guard, and we have ourselves a full 9-man rotation. So now you have like Will Barton we could sign, and then you have like George Snee, Gallinari. You got the other McDaniels. Are these guys, feel like these guys are brothers, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But you know what? Let's bring them in. Jalen McDaniels, Jay McDaniels, welcome. No, they have to be brothers, right? Their names are just too similar. I feel like one time I thought Mikal Bridges and Miles Bridges were brothers, so that didn't work out for me, obviously, which is why I'm a little hesitant to, you know, say confirmly that they are brothers, but I'm going to sign Edmund Summer as well. But other than that, which he's been pretty good in Brooklyn, looked really good last night. But other than that, I have my full rotation. I'm confident with it. I like this. Adding Gary Trent Jr. to the mix next to Murray. Edwards at the 3. McDaniels off the bench. And then Vanderbilt and McDaniels as well. So you got the McDaniels brothers. Gafford backing up Cat. I like it. I like it a lot. Player progression-wise, we got Edwards going up to an 89. Cat actually didn't go down this time, which is fine. Murray. And you got Vanderbilt, Gafford, Tyus Jones. So looking really good. Really like this. Now we can go into this next season with the expectations of getting to the finals because we were really close last year. So hopefully this year we can actually do just that. So MVP is going to go to Nikola Jokic. Victor Wembanyama wins Rookie of the Year for the Chicago Bulls. Christian Wood is your 6th man. Rudy Gobert is defensive player. And then Jonathan Kuminga is your most improved. 15 and 8 from Kuminga, which is nice to see. Although the man hasn't even been getting minutes in real life for the Warriors, which I don't know why. But Finch is your coach of the year as we went 60 and 22 once again. Do we have any All-NBA representatives this time around? We do. We have Murray and Edwards representing. So no Cat, but Murray and Edwards is really nice to see. All defense first team and all defensive second team got Murray making it. So obviously, we know Murray is going to have to be extended this offseason if we keep going. We've won a championship here. I'll probably end it off on that. We had 28 from Anthony Edwards, 23 from Cat, 22 and 10 from from Murray, and then 15.5 from Gary Trent Jr. So love that. Gafford with 10, Tyus Jones with 10, Vanderbilt with 8.5, McDaniels, you know, both average 7 and then 4. So not too bad. Really like that we got that out of them. Play-in tournament is done. We come out playing the Utah Jazz. So Gobert and Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley, Richardson, Royce O'Neal. So the Jazz are still doing their thing here with Gobert and Mitchell. Hopefully we don't lose to them in round 1. Game 1, we're down 1-0. Don't love that. Game 2, even it up. Game 3, they're up 2-1. Game 4, 3-1. Are we going to lose in 5 or lose in 6 to the Jazz, man? Come on, man. The Jazz are one of those teams that, like, yeah, they're pretty good, but, man, it would suck to lose to the Jazz right here. Not going to lie to you. But A-man rotation, we'll leave that like that. Let's play our A-best players, I guess. Let's just give ourselves a chance. We have to win in Utah, then we have to win in Minnesota. So let's see if we can do just that. So far, first quarter doesn't start out hot, but we do get a second quarter lead on them. We beat them pretty badly in the second quarter. Have the third quarter lead, and we should be forcing game 7, which we do. Beat them by 20, 50, 11, and 7 from Cat as he drops 20 of 27. So you love that. And now it is time to see if we can win game 7, advance to the second round. So here we go. Game 7. We need this one pretty badly. We don't want to lose to an 8th seed. It looks like we got it in the bag, but anything is possible here in 2K. Let's keep it going. Keep the momentum up. It's kind of a close game, but we're running away with it, and we do beat them in game 7. Let's go. 37-10 from Edwards. 26, 9-10. Almost a triple-double. Cat kind of was flirting with a triple-double as well, but now we get to deal with the Pelicans. We all know the Pelicans in the past have been very tough to beat. They have CJ, they have Ingram, Trey Murphy, Zion, Thomas Bryant, which, by the way, for the first time tonight, we get CJ McCollum versus Damian Lillard. I can't wait to watch it. Can't wait. Game 1, we're up 1-0. Game 2, 2-0. So far, so good. 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? Yes, we can. Beat them in 5. Beat them in 6. Oh, come on, man. Game 7's again. Okay. Don't let them come back on a 3-1 lead. Let's not blow a 3-1 lead. We don't want to be the Warriors. Come on, man. Let's keep it going. Or the Thunder when they had KD and Russ. I guess you can say that as well. That doesn't get talked about enough either. But regardless, it's looking good. I think we got this one, and we are going back to the conference finals. 27-10-9. Murray's been amazing, man. He's been really good. Really damn good. So maybe Minnesota should have went for him instead. But now we get to deal with Memphis once again. And they have Dyson Daniels starting now, and Desmond Bane is coming off the bench still, which is so crazy to me. But regardless, let's win this one. Game 1, we're up 1-0. Beat them badly, 164-122. They ain't coming back from that. 35, 36, and 44. I need you guys playing like that all series. We will win no matter what. 2-0. Beat them by 6, 33, 24, 23. Keep it up, keep it up. 3-0. Do we sweep them? Yes, we do. We get our revenge, and we sweep the Memphis Grizzlies. But now we get to deal with the Cavaliers. We have Evan Mobley averaging 20. He wins conference finals MVP. I wonder what the Cavaliers look like without trading for Mitchell. So they have Garland, Okoro, Markkanen, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, Colin Sexton still there, Theo, Kyle Anderson, Will Barton, and then DeLon Wright. All right. Interesting roster. They're not as scary, obviously, without Donovan Mitchell, but they're still pretty scary. Game 1, they win. Game 2, even it up, though. Beat them badly in game 2. We're up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? Yes, we can. Can we beat them in 5? Yes, we can. Just like that. We have won a championship for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Edwards drops 36 points per game in that finals. That's a perfect way to end the video. So, yeah, if you guys want to see this as a series going forward where I redo some teams offseason that maybe have been disappointing, or, you know, maybe you're a fan of that team and you're like, hey, I would have loved if we did this instead, comment down below. We can definitely maybe entertain the idea of it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.